What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, SumnSumnSumn. Hit the keys. Here today to talk about the age-old question: are Waves bundles really worth it? Basically, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to kind of go through some Wave bundles and give you guys my hot takes on what I think about Wave bundles and whether it's something that you should look into or something that you should skip. So make sure if you guys like this content, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to find out. But let's go ahead and get right into these Wave bundles. Some, hit the key. All right, so before we get started, I just want to make sure that I make this clear. This is not a slander to Waves. I'm not knocking Waves. They do make some solid plugins and they do got some quality stuff, but this is just my pure thoughts on Wave bundles. And if you're a new producer, starting off, is it a good investment for you or not? So let's go ahead and hop to the Waves plugin site. So when you get to waves.com, it looks like this. Now the thing about Waves is Waves always has a sale. So whatever you want, if you just wait a month, it's probably going to be on sale. So right now, Waves has the Diamond bundle on sale for $287. And they also have the Gold bundle on sale for $179. The Gold bundle normally goes for $300, and the Diamond bundle normally goes for $479 to $500. So we're going to hop into the Gold bundle because that's the bundle that I have. So that's the bundle that I can speak on. For myself, I ended up getting this bundle because when I decided that I wanted to take producing a little more serious, the first thing I did was I upgraded from FL Studio 10. Yeah, I know. Okay, boomer. To FL Studio 20. I bought Omnisphere, which if I had to make that choice, I'd make that choice 100 out of 100 times. I'm not telling you to, but for me, it was definitely a good choice. And then I ended up getting this Gold bundle. And for me at the time, it was on sale for $160. So I was like, I might as well grab it, might as well scoop it up because I'm going to be using all the plugins, maybe. So when you look at the bundle, you're looking at the bundle and you're like, oh, you get a whole bunch of stuff in these bundles. And that's really the way that they get you to get the bundles because they're going to give you a lot of plugins. There's some solid plugins and there's some plugins that you might never use. So like I've used every single plugin in the bundle, but I don't consistently use every plugin in the bundle. I've only used every plugin in the bundle because I pay for it. So I'm like, I'm going to at least use it in something. So I went out of my way to make sure that I've used every single plugin before. But we're going to go through some of these plugins and I'm going to tell you what I do use and what I don't use. Again, this is different from every single different user. So some of the plugins that I use, the person out there with Waves might not use, or a plugin out there that somebody with Waves has that they might not use, I might think is gold. Every plugin is different to every person. What do they always say? One man's trash is another person's gold. Gold bundle. Aha. I know, corny. But anyway, we'll keep it rolling. So when you look at the plugins that I do use is I use the C1 compressor, but I only use the gate on the the SC gate on the compressor. So when you get the bundle and you open up your plugin rack, it's going to look like this. So all these over here, you see everything from here to here are Waves plugins. So if you get like, the C1 compressor, they give you different versions of it. And so the one that I do use consistently is this compression gate. I use this all the time whenever I record. I always throw this on my first channel when I record anything, like any vocals. And it's a really good gate. So I definitely use that. And I brought you here just to show you that. Another good thing about Waves plugins is that you're going to get a bunch of different presets. So like with different plugins, you'll get a ton of presets, and presets are a good place to start. Like this is the reverb. So you see all these different presets that you get for reverb. It gives you good starting places from drums to guitars to pianos, gives you different room spaces, all kinds of different stuff. So that is one positive that I do like. If you use FL Studio and you use Waves, you're going to get a ton of presets. Presets are definitely your friend. It gives you a good start point. But we'll get back to the site, and we're on the site and you're looking at it. So I only use that one compressor though, and I only use the C1 compressor for vocals. So I don't use the audio track. I use the C4 multi-band compressor. It's like my favorite compressor. Of all compressors out there, the C4 multi-band compressor is my favorite personally. I also use de-esser. So it's all right. We're off to the start. It's looking like, all right, it's going all right so far. He uses some of these plugins. But then as we keep rolling, I never use a Doppler. I never use a doubler. The Eddie Kramer drum channel, it's good. It's a good tool for compressing all your drums and putting all your drums together, but I just never used it. Really, if you want to know the honest to God truth, I used the free crack plugin that I did a review on for you guys a ways back. Card in the corner. I use that for my drums. So this is probably a better tool, but I use that because I'm used to it. Electric Grand Piano 80. This is the only sound VST plugin that you get. So this is in this whole bundle, this is the only thing that you get that makes sound. So it's a piano plugin, and I like it. I like all the sounds, all the textures in the piano. So I do actually use this for my beats. This Emo F2 filter, I don't use this. The Emo generator, I don't use this. The Emo Q4 equalizer, I don't use this. Enigma, I don't use this. GTR3 amps though, let me tell you what, I didn't the first maybe 3, 4, 5 months that I was messing with this Waves plugins, I didn't even open this up. But then once I opened up, I use this on every single guitar melody that I use. Every single guitar that I use, I do use this. And with this plugin, I will say it's pretty cool because there's a whole bunch of different presets. So you can get all kinds of different electric guitars, acoustic sounding stuff, tremolo, Leslie, all kinds of stuff. You know, you can see here that you just get a whole bunch of different presets with that. So that I really do like. That was a nice surprise, and you get a few different versions of the actual plugin. You can add your own stomps and stuff like this. And again, this isn't to say whether you should or you shouldn't buy it. I'm just telling you, for me, when I got it, it was a nice surprise. It was something that I was surprised because I wasn't expecting that. That's not what I was looking for in the bundle. So that's probably what I use the second most out of every single thing in this whole entire bundle is all these stomps, the GTR stomps, the tool rack, all the GTR stuff I use all the time. I don't use the H compressor. It's a good compressor, I will admit, but I just don't use it. You know, sometimes when you get these tools, and let's say you already use a compressor and you don't know how to use a compressor, and you get another compressor, you're not going to know how to use that compressor either. Sometimes if you perfect a compressor and you like that compressor, you might not need to go on to another compressor. So again, I'm not telling you to or not to, but I just don't use this compressor. This H delay, I do use this H delay on my beat tag. So every time I put out a beat tag, I can't get another delay to sound the same that this H delay sounds. So I put it every single beat tag that's on there. Now, one thing that I will say though is that if I didn't ever have this H delay and I had just used the Fruity delay, then I wouldn't be missing this delay though. My beat tag would sound a little different, but I wouldn't miss it. So this isn't a make or break plugin for me to buy this this bundle. The IR convolution reverb, I don't really use this too much. Every blue moon, I might use it maybe once a month or once every other month. L1 maximizer, I used to use this all the time, but now I use more so like Ozone. I use the maximizer in that, and I use the limiter in that. Or I use Fab Filter's limiter because they just, to me, they have a better sound. The L2 Ultra Maximizer is pretty nice. And this isn't a bad tool, but I just have better tools. So again, not worth it. Max Bass, I don't use. Meta Flanger, I do use this flanger. I like the way it sounds, but my favorite flanger is just Flangist. That's a stock flanger in FL Studio. So I know I do these reviews and I talk about, you know, third-party VSTs versus stock plugins. Now, I'm not trying to say that every single stock plugin is trash or that you should always buy VST, so on and so forth. I just try to bring you guys tools to help you with your craft. So if I see something that's a budget price and it might help, you know, it's something that you may not have or might be something that's better than stock, that I'll bring it to you. Sorry to get off on that tangent. We'll get back to the Waves though. Mondo Mod, I don't really use this. MV2, I don't use this. It's like a compressor limiter. I don't use that. I don't use the PAZ analyzer. I don't use this PS22. I don't use any of the equalizers in the Waves plugin. So I used to use the REQ, and I used to think that was decent. So I used to use the Renaissance equalizer, but then I got Ozone 9, and so I like the Ozone's EQ better, and I also have Fab Filter, and I like their EQ better too. And to tell you the truth, I prefer parametric EQ2 in FL Studio to this EQ. So not saying it's a bad EQ, but I never use it. I don't use the Renaissance Axe. I do use Renaissance compressor though. I use this on vocals a lot. I don't use it on vocals every single time, but I do use it on vocals. Now we're gonna get to probably my favorite plugin of every plugin in the whole entire world. You've been following my channel for a while, you know I always throw Reverb or Renaissance Reverb on everything. Every single beat that I make has Renaissance Reverb on there somewhere. So even if everywhere it has it somewhere on the beat, it's always on there because it's my favorite sounding reverb. I love the reverb more than any other reverb out there. And that's what I was showing you guys too. With the presets, there's a ton of different presets on here. It's just, I don't know, something about this reverb, it just sounds lovely to me. I love it. I don't use this stereo imager. I use the one in Ozone. I don't use Sibilance. I don't use Super Tap. Every once in a while I might use Super Tap, but I barely use it. I never use TrueVerb because I like Renaissance Reverb better. I don't use Ultra Pitch. I used to use this compression a little bit, but I really don't use it that much anymore. If I'm using a compressor, I generally use the Fruity compressor, or I use the compressor in FabFilter's Ultimate Kit. VEQ3, I don't use this. I used to use VEQ on my mastering chain, but I don't really use that much anymore either. I use Ozone. Vitamin Sonic Enhancer, I do use this sometimes when I'm doing sound design. I use Vitamin more so for that, but I don't use it that often. I don't use it often enough to make it be a selling point to buy this this bundle. VU meter, I don't use it, and I don't use Wavetune. So, and you know, and reflecting back to buying this bundle, would I buy this bundle again if knowing what I know now? And I don't know if I could say I would. So what we're going to do is we're going to add up the price of everything that I use. So I use this, we'll say the C1 compressor for the gates, that's 30, the C4 at 60, the de-esser, that's 90. And I don't even know if I would spend $30 on a de-esser, but that's 90. This electric grand piano, that takes us up to 120. The GTR stomps, they don't even have a price for that, so we'll just stay at 120 still. The compressor, I mean, I wouldn't buy it, you know, I wouldn't buy it just for a beat tag. But that's 150. Keep scrolling down. The Renaissance compressor, that takes us up to 180. Renaissance Reverb is 35. We'll just round it up to 40. So that's 220. So I use about a $220, and I guess we'll say the Sonic Enhancer. So I use about $250 of a $300 bundle. And when you think about it, Waves plugins always go on sale, so you can get them for half off. So like, let's say half of 250 is 125. So 125, why would I spend 179 for $125 worth of plugins that I could probably get on sale? Because again, every other month their plugins go on sale. So if you're somebody who has been doing this for a while, then maybe this bundle might be good for you. I've been making beats on and off for over 20 years, and I don't use all this stuff. So the reason I kind of wanted to sit down and make this video wasn't to slander Waves. Again, I think Waves makes good products, but sometimes once you get a bundle, you're not going to use all the stuff in the bundle. So you have to think to yourself, is it really worth it to spend all that money on a bundle when I could just get a couple of plugins now? So, you know, I could have just got a Renaissance Reverb. I could have just got the Stomp, and I could have got maybe the C4 compressor. I could have spent $60 and been good with that. Then I could have mastered those plugins, and then I could have moved to the next plugins and, you know, went from there. So, you know, again, I just wanted to make this video to let you guys know that make sure that you pay attention to some of the things that you buy so you're not wasting money. This channel is all about trying to help producers grow and trying to help you guys out, give you guys some simple tips and things like that. This video comes out, your boy's going to be in Denver. So if you stuck with me this long in the video, I'm going to have some good content for you guys the next couple of weeks. It's going to be making songs out there in Denver. I'm going to do some beat cookups. I'm going to do some behind the scenes of shooting videos and just doing all kinds of different cool stuff out there in Denver. So make sure if you guys like this content, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. So every time we bring you guys a new video, you be the first to find out. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. All right, guys and gals, thanks for watching the video. Make sure you hit the subscribe and like button. Make sure you hit that notification bell so every time a new video comes out, you can be the first to know. Let me know what tutorials you want to see next in the comments, and see you next time.
Some, hit the key.